Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Um, Can introduce you today to a new game. This one was free this month on PSN called Fortnite. Uh, if, whether I mean, if you've ever seen or read Battle Royale, uh, which is a manga anime. Actually, I think they did a live action version of it. Or if you're a fan of the Hunger Games or anything like that, first person shooters, if you just like to play games and have fun, this is a great game. Not trying to do a review or anything, but I do need to let everybody know I have a guild war coming up in less than an hour, so I'm going to try to make this in a quick one. This one, we're just going to kind of, I'm going to try to cover the basics, and we're just going to go over solo play. Um, Now, this is an early release version, which is probably why it was free. I'm sure they'll be coming out. I've already had one patch already, so there are two options. You have Save the World, which is PvE, player versus environment, and then you have Battle Royale, which is PvP, player versus player, and that's what we all like. So Save the World is a playable option, but you have to buy it. I'm poor. I'm broke. We ain't got enough y'all watching yet, so YouTube doesn't pay me for all this. So um, it's only $10, I hear. So if you've got it, go for it. I'm interested to see what's going on with it. But the PvP is free, so that's what we're going to look at, Battle Royale. And what it is you have 100 people coming in. Uh, it's a battle bus. You'll see. It just flies across the screen. You jump out. You skydive. You pick out a spot. This map is about the same size as Los Santos from GTA 5. It's huge. It doesn't look like it until you actually get down in it. So, if you've played GTA 5, if you could imagine jumping out of a plane in, let's say, Mount Chiliad, and then you had 100 other people dropping all over the place, and then you had to get to, trying to think of something good. You had to get to Del Perro Pier. We'll just say that. That's a lot of running. See, there's no vehicles in this game. I mean, there's vehicles there. You'll see them. They're everywhere, but you can't hotwire them and drive them around. So it's all on foot. You pick up weapons as you go. You start out with nothing but a pickaxe, so it works kind of like Minecraft in that way. Um, kind of. I know Minecraft's a little more complicated with the materials and the building. So what you'll see happen is um, there's when you get in, you have a couple of minutes to look around, see what you can find, get your bearings, and then the storm is coming. So what happens is if you get caught in the storm, you lose a point of life about every second or so. So it happens pretty quick. And if you're too far away from the eye of the storm, the safe circle, then yeah, you're gonna die. Um, there, here in PvP, you have solo and squad play. I do prefer squads um, if I can talk to them. That's the important thing about a squad is if you don't have communication, if not everybody has a headset, then it makes it very difficult. And then when you have a pickup group, good luck, right? So, excuse me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little solo play. We're just to get used to the game mechanics. To change between them, you see we're going to push square here, and it changes over to squad. Now if you want to do a squad, and you can click the right stick to fill or no fill. If you can leave it on fill, then it'll automatically put you into a group with some random people. But I'm going to switch it back to solo. Um, your squads can be up to 4 people. We may do another video a little later this evening if I can get the rest of my squad I've been running with on. We'll find out. I kind of upset him last night, I think. Whole deal weed. He went down and Squeaky went down. Somebody else went, and I was the last one up. And you could when you when you're playing solo, you go down, you're done. When you're playing in a squad, you go down, you slowly bleed out, kind of like a whole Call of Duty thing, so your teammates can come and revive you. Um, if your enemy doesn't finish you off first or what have you. And I just revived the first person I could get to. And I think it was Squeaky. I'm not sure, but either which way, I wasn't able to get to Dillweed before he bled out, and then he got upset. And I don't know. We'll see if he still wants to play it. We'll find out. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and launch. So, as far as the controls, if you go into the options screen, there's some control options there, and you can see what they are. Sorry, I'm outside and people driving. It's fairly simple. X is jump, squares your interact. Triangle is what switches between your items in your backpack, your weapons, your bandages, what have you. And then circle is to switch back and forth between build modes. If you hold down triangle, you can switch from your backpack to your pickaxe. You click down on the left stick to run, or I mean, you hold it down. So your left thumb might get a little bit tired. And then standard FPS format, your L2 trigger is to aim down sights, R2 is to shoot. And then there are a couple of like sub-menu control that you see them as you use them anyway. So when you first launch, everybody comes into this little area here for a couple of minutes. There's not really anything here to do. I mean, there's anything you pick up here is not going to be with you when you actually get into the game, so it's not really anything more than just screwing around a little bit. Your down arrow does your little dance here. Everybody does the same dance. You get a little bit of music. Sometimes. Oh, your up directional button pulls up your map. Now, when you start off, you're nowhere on the map, but as you see here, this is, like I said, it's almost the size of Los Santos. So, I mean, it's pretty big. The bus comes in from random directions, and then you just kind of choose where you want to go from there. Let's see if yeah, matter of fact, we can get a preview of the bus over. Well, we're not going to make it in time to see it up close, but it's like a little party bus. So here we are, you floating in on a hot air balloon attached to a bus. And then you push X to jump out. So now we're going to pull up our map. We see our bus coming up from the bottom of the screen. I usually don't like to jump out anywhere close to where the bus is. Now where the storm goes, it's always random. You're always taking a chance. When you pull up the map screen, as you're moving the waypoint around, if you push R2, it'll set the waypoint or move it wherever you've put it to. I always do like to set myself a waypoint so I got a good idea of where I want to go. It also kind of depends on where everybody else is going, because I like to let them all kill each other off. Let's see, quite a few people have jumped out already. So I'm gonna go ahead out to. I'm gonna jump out here to the woods. I like the woods. So. Now, stuff doesn't always drop at the same place, same time, every time. So you see our timer here. The storm is going to start forming in 1 minute. Now, as you're skydiving, you can switch back and forth between gliding and not gliding until you hit a certain altitude, and then it becomes automatic. Now, my aim is for a building right there in the middle of the woods, but I see somebody's going down that way. If you have a headset, you're gonna want it, um, because you can hear other people when they're nearby. Um, I have these nifty little Turtle Beach headphones. Oh, got somebody else down here already. Shite. Okay. We'll be alright. Now that little sound means that there's a treasure chest nearby, I guess. You're gonna want all those. That's where you get your good weapons. This is shield potions. That gives you a little extra shield. You're gonna want that. And it looks like we lucked out and didn't end up too far away from the circle. So you see the circle there, that's where that's the eye of the storm, the safe area. So I'm going to want to start heading that way soon. Have my weapon equipped because I know there's somebody else here. I don't hear him moving around, so I'm bugged out already. Surely kind of looted all of this by now. So you see, you can smash things down and you get resources for them, and you can build them up. We'll get a chance to do that here in a minute. There's another chest. Oh, another shield potion just in case, so that's good. Actually, let's go full shield. Yeah. So you can build things out of wood, brick, or steel, each one being respectively more or stronger than the other. Now when you're hacking away with your pickaxe, you see these little glowy spots. That's a weak point, if you will, and it really does save a lot of effort and energy if you hit those weak spots. Oh, look at me running the wrong way. So yeah, this one will definitely keep you on your toes. Pardon if I don't play as well as usual, because I do try to point out things to teach and show. Of course, if you have any questions, comment, or, you know, find me in a game or send me a PlayStation message or whatever. The game really is fairly self-explanatory. So we hear the ticking. So it lets us know that the storm is getting ready to shrink. So I'm going to go ahead and let it shrink up a little bit. Now, the storm is shrinking. So we'll pull up the map and it'll show you. So we can see up there in the corners where that purple is starting to slowly edge in. Now when that timer hits, that timer's at 2:45. So when it hits 0, that purple's going to be at the edge of that circle. And then you have a little bit of time before it starts moving again, but the circle will get smaller and it'll change its center. So just because you're in the center of this big circle doesn't mean you'll be in the center of the next circle. Of course, there are all kinds of strategies. It's all really, it's up to you. Well, it's up to your skills, your strategies, and a little bit of luck. Oh, it also goes by a sort of a standard order of rarity with weapons and stuff. You know, gray is common, green is uncommon, blue is rare, purple is legendary, or purple is rare, purple's epic, and then orange is legendary. Um, although mostly I think it just has to do with the amount of damage that the weapons do, but I'm not sure. Find me a little bit of cover here, because so if you hit your touchpad, it'll bring up your full inventory, your backpack or whatever, and it gives you all the information about your weapons or what have you. But I want to try not to dwell on this screen for too long, because you can't get caught up in it, because there's a lot to read. But this is where you can equip, unequip. If you hit the, like if you have someone in your squad who needs a weapon and you have an extra one, you can drop it by clicking your right stick, or if you need to make room in your inventory. But you can also just swap out as you go instead of having that empty slot. Thought I heard footsteps, sorry. Common places to check are in buildings. Sometimes stuff just lays around. You can look in the back of there's semi trucks, the trailers. Might have something in the back of the trailer. There's stuff laying everywhere, but once you get equipped or equipped enough, then it becomes less a search for weapons and more a search for resources. Okay, this is great. So the chest is up top here, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit circle, hit triangle so I can get over to the stairs, and hit R1 to rotate, and then R2 to build. And now I've built myself a set of stairs so I can get up here, and we'll switch over to my pickaxe. I'm going to hit circle, hold triangle, and I'm going to take out this wall. You got to be careful, because if you keep hacking away, grenade. Okay, so I'm going to swap out this for the grenade, and then semi-automatic rifle. Yeah, not too keen on those handguns. So there we go. So if you keep hacking away at a building, then and there's something there, I mean, those you can get, but the chest, you see how the chest just kind of disappeared with it all. So, you know, if we just would have tried to hack at the floor to make the chest drop, it would have destroyed the chest and everything in it. So L1 is your crouch button, by the way. Try to keep a low profile. Okay, so see how the center of this circle is now, the center of the circle is now moved. So I've got even further to run here, so I need to get moving, because the storm's going to start shrinking in 1 minute. Good enough on weapons for now, I suppose. Now you see there in the top center of the screen you have a compass, which doesn't do a whole lot of good when you're in solo. However, when you're in squad and you're communicating with your team, the best way to communicate, if you have enemy contact or whatever else you need to point out, you give the number that you're facing. So like if somebody was in this building and I need to let my squad know, say contact 165, then everybody knows that, if the squad's running together, they can all turn to 165, and you can say, contact 165 in the hut, or run along top of the hill, or, communication is key. Here comes the wall of the storm. see the wall of the storm coming in. We're right on it. And I'm waiting here to see where they're going. Or if they got caught by it. So I don't want them to hear me. Just like that. Oh, sniper rifle. We'll take that. Bandages, don't worry about that. Alright. Where that gunfire was coming from. Now with the sniper rifles, it's like in Battlefield. You gotta account for drop, range, all of that. Whew, man. See what I meant about it being a lot of running, right? When it starts getting smaller, you'll make sure you're running from cover to cover. Keep an eye on the horizon. I have to run. Gotta run. Storm's gonna be on my tail. Hopefully we don't run into anybody. Whew, like that. Well, made it to 8th place. So, that's the game. It does get pretty fun. I'm going to go ahead and just leave this here to spectate. We'll see how this person's doing. See if I hit circle, I have the option to go ahead out and get to the next game. So I have discovered sniper rifles are great in the early game, but in the game, because everyone's getting so close together, you can see whoever was in here was just kind of stupid to just sit in the corner. This person actually looks like they're doing pretty well. Aw, I was rooting for him. So now we got Vinny. Storm Eye still shrinking for less than 30 seconds. There's 3 people left. Not sure what that skull means. And interrupted. internet connection quality. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll hold off long enough to finish this game. I'm gonna cut it off after this one. So y'all know how internet goes anyway. 3 people left. That's still a pretty big eye for only 3 people. Nice little hidey spot. Really do wish there was a way to change who you were spectating. There's somebody building over there. There's 2 people. Where's the 3rd one? Let's see. It wasn't really a good idea to build himself in like that because the storm's still going to shrink. He's still going to have to move out, so he's just wasted his resources, really. Trying out. Here's a good key. There's the other one. Bet you Vinny wins this one. It's kind of too bad he doesn't have a sniper rifle. It probably would have won already. They really don't see him. That is awesome. So just wanting to stay on the edge of the storm. Wow. I didn't even know those bushes were that much camouflage. Oh, well, I guess I would have lost money on that. So, anyway, that's Fortnite. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comment, let me know, send me messages on through PlayStation or whatever. Don't remember if I gave the shout out or not because I had it in my head so much. I promised a shout out for Well, Bobby Holtz, new little buddy. What's up, dude? Get you some PSN account. Come play this game with me. I need squad mates. As you can see, I mean, I only made it to 8th place. Well, I guess 8th out of 100 is not too bad, but anyway, um, like, subscribe, comment, keep scrolling, whatever you do. Have fun playing. And hopefully we'll see you later tonight. If not, another time. Deuces.